Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena number 36. Can they see it? It's March 19th, 2022. How's everybody doing? Randy says, yes, they can. Derek says, hi. Welcome, y'all. Cindy, welcome. Cindy says, I don't know the answer, but I have seen bears come right up to game cams and get its mouth all up in it and shoot anything could have got by. Hello, Judy. Welcome. So I guess I'm rolling. All right. On the spare channel, unfortunately, got 2 weeks suspended from can't upload or live stream to YouTube for 2 weeks again, and another strike. So I'm just finding it hard to believe that this is just happening. I think someone's been reporting the channel is what I think's been going on. And hey, whatever. You can't stop me. I got this spare channel. I got another. And I could even get another account going and just go over there. All my videos are also on Rumble and BitChute and Odyssey. You can't stop me. So YouTube can delete a video here and there and suspend the channel for periods of time, or even if they close this channel down permanently, I'll just come back. I'm not going anywhere. So whoever it is who is ridiculously pansy-ass Karen that's reporting the channel, assuming there is someone, just stop. There's no point. I wonder if there's a way I could find out who it is and call you out. Why ain't you bragging? But you're pathetic. You are pathetic. Whoever you are. Hello, Cindy. Judy says, I thought pneumonia was going to take me out this time. Yeah, I read through them real quick. A lot of messages to go through. There were a number of emails actually from you. So you're so if you're talking about the last one, titled Who, I don't think so. Would be my answer to that. I'm not gonna give away what's in the email, but nah, I don't think so. Um, the I mean, he's emailed me himself as well, Cindy, and signs off with a male name. So, you know, we're so sick. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, hello to Derek. Welcome, Judy. Are you feeling better now? Brandy says, I'll fight her if so. Well, nobody has to fight, I don't guess. Or are you talking about the person reporting, Cindy? Are you talking about it in the email? Or I assumed you were talking about the email, but the person reporting, I don't know. I just anyone that calls or reports people for stuff that for really unjustified reasons, I call a Karen. That may not be the most accurate usage according to most people, but whatever. Judy says, I'm feeling better, but it's a slow to come back. Like clearing up, but glad you are on the mend. Yeah. So I went out to probably, I don't know. Maybe I should have got pictures of where it was hidden. It wasn't hidden that good. I just wanted to get it out there. And I don't know if it's a good location. I have no particular reason to believe this location is good, other than it's away from people. It's very wooded. There's water, uh, and plenty of water in the area. In fact, uh, the trail cam is here. There's a river about a quarter mile. If this is a trail cam, there's a river about a quarter mile that way. There's a very tiny stream, maybe 8 to 10 feet this way, that way, and there would be a spring that direction, not very far at all. Plenty of water and plenty of deer. Um, so it's good habitat. It's a good place for them, for Sasquatch to be hanging out. Um, but I just wanted to get out there. Also, I wanted to try and see what kind of wildlife I could catch. Mainly deer. Mainly deer. You could. This is this trail cam is no glow. Supposed to be less visible than most of the ones you get. And the last one that I had, that was a piece of crap. However, the deer can clearly see this thing. They don't seem very concerned about it for the most part. They look at it and go on. And they look right at it. They see it. Where I'd put it was there was a crotch of a tree with four trunks. So I stuck it down in that crotch, that four trunk crotch, and then had dead wood laying over in different directions to hide it further. So if you're walking from anywhere but in front of it, you're not going to see it there. I mean, obviously you can't cover the front because it's got to take pictures and detect and all that stuff. So and then one night there was something fiddling around with the location. I only had it, but it's only about 2 feet from the ground. Something was fiddling with the location. There was like almost like a scratching sound, and dust was coming up. So something was there. I couldn't see what it was. It's almost 100% probably an armadillo that was doing that. And one deer come right up to the camera, stuck its nose right in the camera, and gave it a few sniffs. And I guess it come to the conclusion that that camera didn't smell like something it liked, and then it bolted. Took it a couple seconds, but it bolted. So anyway, no Sasquatch. Wasn't expecting to be that lucky, but I wanted to get out there. I was hoping to see some hog. I like to hunt some hog out there. But there was no hog, just lots of deer. There was one segment of video, there were 6 deer in the shot. A couple with racks. So just had to catch my breath. If I'm trying to do anything, hard to catch your breath. Sandra, welcome. Angel says, I don't know if they could see them, smell them, or hear them. I know bears will tie them up at times. Yeah, there's a slight possibility there's some black bear in this area where the camera was at. I'm pretty sure there's some. I mean, if they're not right there, they are definitely in an area that's really close. So there's no reason to think that they couldn't be there, but I haven't seen any there. Plenty of everything. Take your time. You have to have a relapse. Danny, welcome. Greetings. Greetings from the Empire. Big old chew toy. I can't move it up very much yet. Yeah, don't rush it. Get back on your oxygen. Eric says Glenshek Mountain near Bally Castle has a large population of deer, but you rarely see them. A few get run over by cars every year. Yeah. Well, they need it. All right, that sounds weird. The animals that can't figure out that they need to avoid cars need to get hit by cars to take them out of the gene pool, because that way the next generations will be less likely to get hit by cars. Eventually get there. Like, one thing I've noticed in my lifetime, and it's just my observation, it's not hardcore science, but because when I was a kid, like, anytime I saw a turtle on the road, I'd go grab it. And usually turtles, they'll clam right up on the road. The box turtles, they'll clam right up, and then they're just sitting ducks. They won't get off, because they're spooked, and that's their defense. That's their natural defense. I've noticed in recent years that them suckers like book it. Like they it's like they're starting. The ones that have not died are the ones that figured out that when they're crossing the road and if cars coming, what they need to do is freaking run, at least as much as a turtle can run. So it sucks a lot of animals have to die on the roads in the process, but hopefully eventually they wise up to roads. They figure out, and cars, they figure out how to behave. They get it bred into them how to behave when it comes to those kinds of hazards. Um, Chessboard's here. Welcome. Saying hi to everybody. Yeah. Can't breathe, not going anywhere. Yeah, I'm having a little. I think it's allergies that's kind of getting me. There's a lot of allergens in the air right now, I think. So, yeah. So, as soon as I pull out what images and video I need off that card, I'll put it back out. Maybe in another location, something different. But I don't have any expectation of catching a Bigfoot on a trail cam. And the reason is the stuff that I've mentioned already. The deer react to the camera. You know, because a lot of people are trying to say Sasquatch can see infrared, and you guys need to convince me that whoever's out there, like I hear, oh, that's my opinion, blah, blah. Look, you could say that all day long. What's your hardcore proof of it? What I can tell you is that Sasquatch, if it's a hunter of deer, it's watching the deer. It's a essential part of its daily life is watching the deer. It will notice the slightest inconsistencies or deviations from normal behavior in the deer. It'll notice that really easily. So even if the trail cam is hidden extremely well, those Sasquatches that are out there will notice the deer noticing the camera. So the Sasquatch doesn't need to see the infrared. The Sasquatch just needs to see the deer reacting to the infrared if they can see it or smell it. The Sasquatch doesn't need to see it, smell it, or detect infrared or electromagnetic signatures. It just needs to see how its prey is reacting to something, and then it knows there's an issue. And at this point, they've probably seen enough trail cams and seen enough deer reactions to trail cams. It's not even an abnormal behavior anymore. Now it's just something that they're used to seeing. They know what deer do when they see a trail cam. So the Sasquatch may not have known this trail cam is there, but it sees the deer reacting in the expected fashion to something that's there, and the Sasquatch might go over and get a peek at it and see, okay, yeah, there's a trail cam in there. And so it's not, no superpowers required. No superpowers required. Anyone that looks at any trail cam footage can see that the deer, that if you just watch how the deer act, there's a trail cam there with no matter whether you knew it was there or not. Jen's here. Welcome. Yeah. Yeah, take it easy. Derek says Sasquatch is probably really tuned into its environment and will spot out of place items. Yeah, and that's another level of it. Like that picture of that trail cam strapped to the tree. Yeah, it looks like great camouflage on a trail cam, but then there's that strap. That strap's going to stick out like a sore thumb to something like a Sasquatch. Even the camouflage trail cam is going to stick out. Like if you walk out there and you're checking out everything, and as a human, you're going to see that trail cam a lot of the time if you're, you know, your mind's on that. You're keeping an eye out for it. So that's another reason why Sasquatch could just spot trail cams without having any kind of super abilities like some people claim right now. Now, if they could see infrared, that'd be cool. I mean, it's not like I'm going to reject it completely, but people are making a claim, and I haven't become convinced yet that they've been able to show that the Sasquatch isn't noticing the trail cams by some other means other than being able to see infrared. And so that's the challenge for those people making that claim. Seems like a lot of people want so badly for them to have some superpowers of some kind, so that they'll just bend over backwards to make it so. Angel says, some have a slight click noise when they go off. Not supposed to, but I can hear some of mine if close enough, and my hearing is not the best. Yeah, I can't hear anything from this one myself. Derek says, when I walk in my local woods, the rubbish some people drop really jumps out against the natural background. Yeah. So there's this van life channel called Dr. Hannah Straight, although she's not in an actual van in this video I'm about to show. But anyway, it's not a Sasquatch channel. But apparently she had herself an experience. So I thought we would take a look. And it's not great, but it's something. Let me I'll put it on full screen because it's really hard to see what you do see in there.
So I wasn't even going to record this video, but I honestly can't even comprehend what I saw last night. Out here in the middle of nowhere, I'm not going to disclose where because don't want people coming out here trying to figure out what I possibly saw. I was sleeping, dead asleep last night above my cab. All of a sudden, I heard something rummaging through my cab. I was trying to be super quiet, super still. I didn't want to move. I didn't know what was in the back of my truck. And I rolled over and peeked through the window. And I swear there was like this huge thing standing there going through my stuff. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. There's no way it's a person. I'm miles from civilization. I always lock my doors at night. I must have forgotten. He must have heard me, or whatever it was, heard me, because it dropped everything and scampered off into the woods behind me. Like ran. It was on two legs, so it definitely wasn't a bear, because last time I checked, I've seen a lot of bears, and bears run on four legs. I got out in the middle of the night. I don't usually do that because it is creepy as heck when you're out here in the middle of nowhere. The door was open, and this bin was on the ground. The lid was off. There's food all over the ground. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I just stuck around today because I want to try to figure out what's going on. I just had my top popped down because if anything happens, I want to be able to bolt out of here with no problems. It's getting dark, and I want to try to see if I can get something on camera, like what this potentially might be. I don't have the greatest equipment for night shooting because I don't typically shoot at night, so you're going to have to bear with me. I have multiple forms of protection. I don't know. We're going to check out and see what happens. It's getting dark. This is the switch I'm going to use if I see whatever it was lurking in the woods. I'm going to flip the lights on, turn the camera on, and hopefully I can get it on camera. Well, I didn't get much sleep last night for obvious reasons because I had an unidentified creature crawling around the cab of my truck. And tonight, I want to stay up all night so I can potentially catch it on camera. So I figured it's the perfect opportunity for me to stay up with my Dr. Straight, like mushrooms, pre-purchased Dr. Straight feel like, and have the window all angles covered. Operation surveillance for this unidentified my coffee and perform operation surveillance for this unidentified creature. I have the window behind me, the window in front of me, and the window on the door. So I got all angles covered. Leave me a comment below and let me know the creepiest thing you've ever seen when you're out camping. While I'm down here, I might as well mention, you might wonder why the camper is down. Well, I want to make sure I can get out of here really quickly if I need to, and you can actually sleep without the camper popped up. There's also a bed that you can lay out here. You flip the table and secure it and then put the cushions over it, and you can sleep here instead of up on the bed above. And you can still access all the amenities down below. I can access the fridge, all my storage, I can charge my camera and my phone, and I can access the heater. So I'm just chilling out here, waiting for this creature to come alive. Ooh, a little sleepy. Hopefully I don't fall asleep and miss this guy. I didn't miss him last night. He wasn't very quiet, I'll tell you that. Must have wanted my Oreos. I don't blame him. Those are my favorite. And yeah, I know. I'm not really supposed to be eating Oreos because I'm a health professional, but you know, that's going to be you and I's little secret. Well, it's been about 3 hours and I haven't seen or heard anything, but I'm going to keep waiting. Still waiting around. Haven't seen or heard anything. It's getting kind of late. Did you see a thing? I wonder if the outside camera got it. I don't know what that thing was, but that was insane. I've never seen anything like that creature before. It's just ripping through the woods. It is terrifying, and I need to get out of here right now. I gotta go. This is insane. I gotta shut this off. I didn't miss him last night. He wasn't very quiet, I'll tell you that. Must have wanted my Oreos. I don't blame him. Those are my favorite. And yeah, I know. I'm not really supposed to be eating Oreos because I'm a health professional, but you know, well, it's been about 3 hours and I haven't seen. Keep waiting. Still waiting around. Haven't seen or heard anything. It's getting kind of late. Did you see that thing? I wonder if the outside camera got it. I don't know what that thing was, but that was insane. I've never seen.
I don't know what to make of that. Don't know. Think it's real? I don't know. Her channel's about camping and living the van life and stuff like that. I skipped through the part where she was, she got like this mushroom beverage thing she sells and stuff. I skipped past that, but and then rewound and tried to zoom in so we see if we get a better look at it. I mean, it was definitely something running on two legs. Could have been in person, but I mean, I guess she got a pretty, decent enough look at it when it got into her vehicle. But to open the door, do Sasquatch know to open a door on a vehicle? I don't know. I don't think it's beyond them to figure that out. But really haven't heard people say that. She's brave. Then he says the blind bit project. The blind bit, I don't know what that means. Opening a truck door is ballsy, says Jen. Had to know she was in there. Yeah, well, she was supposedly out in, like, way out in the middle of nowhere, and so surely they heard her drive in and was observing her before she had gone to sleep for the night. Yeah. So I mean, I have no doubt that it would know that it knew she was in there, but maybe it didn't feel threatened by her at all. So it was uh, feeling ballsy. Angel says, interesting, something running. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we can know if that's legit or not. You know, it's inconclusive. Derek says, I'm sure they can manipulate a door handle, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a problem with them figuring out a door handle, especially if they're watching you and they watch you operate it. Um, yeah, and they got hands just like we do, and I just don't see any problem with that. Donald says, paid more attention to her tight-fitting attire than a Bigfoot. Yeah. Jen says, someone will get a hold of that video and pick it apart. Yeah, they might. They might. But, she's not in the Bigfoot community as far as I know. Her channel's not about that at all. It's there's other ones out there, where it's a channel or they're an outdoors channel of some kind, and they by chance got something on camera or on video, and it was more about her anyway. Yeah. Derek says, Donald, there was one very gratuitous shot for sure. Yeah, I mean, this was an edited video. She could have edited that out. Um, I would say she consciously left that in there. Angel says, Derek, depends on the type of doorknob, I would think. Bears have been known to open some types of doors on cars. Yeah, I would say as long as the Sasquatch wasn't so big that it couldn't physically, you know, fiddle with the door handle, I would think that it really wouldn't be a problem for them to open any kind of door handle that humans can. Now, with a bear, yeah, when you got those lift type door handles, if the bear can figure out to lift that up and pull on the door, but when it's the door handle where you grab onto it and you got to push with your thumb, I don't see a bear pulling that off, because you got to push with your thumb, pull with your hand, and in the case of a bear, it's probably going to have to brace itself against the vehicle too and open the door. I just don't see a bear being able to open that kind of door. Jen says there's definitely something running. Running, can't say one way or another. Yeah, it's not good enough. Like most videos like that, it's not good enough for us to be able to say for sure is that just a person, you know? Is it just a person, or even a person in a suit, a Bigfoot suit? So yeah, I mean, can anyone? Why are some people so certain they can see infrared? I'm just not. I'm just not sure why why people just are so intent on latching on to that idea. Um, yeah, so it's just what what makes them so sure of that when there's just so many other explanations for why they may see it. Like Derek brought up, that they just notice things that are out of place in the woods because they're out there all the time, which I've said many times and others have said many times. Or if they're watching the deer react to it, the other wildlife react to it. There's other ways they could find out there's a trail cam there without having any magical powers at all. Well, not that infrared is magical, but But I was hoping to be able to. I don't know if it's possible to try and because I was trying when I was looking for a new trail cam that was a no glow. I was hoping to be able to find where they would tell you, what the wavelengths were, and I just couldn't find that information. They didn't provide the exact because if I saw, if I had cams, two no glow trail cams to choose from, and one uses um, 850 nanometers and the other one uses 900 nanometers, well, I'm probably going to go for the 900 nanometers because that's further away from visible light. So it's less likely to my mind that Sasquatch would be able to see that, right? But I only, that kind of information just wasn't provided by any of the trail cams. So I don't know. But something else going to, now, like someone brought up before, like long distance shots, which means you're going to have, it's gonna be a good camera that can get you the resolution you need to be able to make out something on a long distance shot. You're going to pay for that. And but even if we get pictures and video, there's still going to be people that reject it. We need the physical evidence uh, to prove it that it exists. And I don't think that one should be killed. Obviously, I think there's potential to find bones if one were to explore in the right places. Because you've seen the discussions over and over again how bones don't survive. Um, I think Joe brought up last night, maybe about how many things have died in the history of the planet. If it was a very common thing for fossilization to occur, like I don't even think most people can remotely imagine how many bones have been produced by things in the past, and it has to be recycled. I mean, for the most part, most of it has to be recycled, because if it wasn't, we'd have bones piled up, miles thick with the, from leftover from previous living things. It is an exceedingly rare thing for fossilization to occur. Just the right circumstances have to happen. The bones need to not be exposed to where they can be consumed by animals. They need to be placed in stasis to an extent, um, where microbial activity can't work on it, where fungal activity can't work on it. You almost certainly need a flood event of some kind to bury it, um, instantaneously, very quickly. And then you might be able to say, get your fossils. But for the most part, that just don't happen. People think about, oh, look at all the fossils we got. Yeah, we got billions of years for well, shouldn't say that. I should say millions of years to get what we got. That's not very much. Um, we got enough to piece together, the gradual change of organisms, and this see how this thing changed into that thing. And even though we can't show that for everything, because we just don't have the fossils of everything, we have the fossils of enough things to show the gradual change over time. That dirty word that a lot of people don't like, evolution. I know a lot of people don't like like that, and I think part of it's that they don't understand it. And a lot of people, the questions and the gotchas they give me, um, that when they do it, when they say these things, they immediately show me they have no idea how evolution works. They think they do, but they have no idea, no idea. The reality is evolution is a hardcore fact. It's very, very heavily proven. And so for those that reject it, you guys got to just get with the program. I'm sorry. You may not like it, but it's real. So if you feel like it flies in the face of your belief system, hey, just look at it this way. Maybe your deity created evolution itself. Just look at it that way, if that helps. But the reality is if you're trying to deal with scientific issues, you've kind of got to accept some scientific facts. And evolutionary biology is a scientific fact. So, and if you don't believe me, I just invite you to go study, well, genetics for one. If you learn enough about genetics, you'll figure out that you don't need a fossil record to know that evolution occurs, because the DNA molecule, the deoxyribonucleic acid, it's a type of molecule that has a certain set of properties, and those sets of properties, if once you understand those and see how they function, right then the evolution must occur. There's no way around it. You learn enough about genetics, you'll understand what I just said. Then, of course, you got the fossil record to back that up. The fossil record is like, if you understand how everything works, and it's like flipping a book and you're reading. Oh, look, there's evolution just right there. It's taken a lot of samples and a lot of time and a lot of different disciplines, but the picture that's been put together is evolution. Email manufacturers. Yeah. Maybe one of these days I'll try to go that route. I mean, at the moment, I can't afford to buy any more cameras anyway. But eventually, if I could, I would definitely be looking at trying to find something that's going to possibly be better than what's on the market. It may be something like, I don't know. With enough research, I may be able to figure out how to. I don't know if I could put some kind of filter on the front of the camera to stop wavelengths below a certain amount. I mean, there's a whole. I could test the crap out of this. Like, if I figure that out, um, you know, so visible light's 400 to 700. Infrared is 700 to like what you would call 1,000. So there's a range. Infrared isn't just one wavelength. There's a whole range that fall into the infrared spectrum. So just because something can see some spectrums of infrared doesn't mean it can see the entire range. So if I could figure out how to screen out the lower wavelengths, and then test it on the deer, put the modified cameras out and see if the deer react the same to the modified cameras. Then that might give an advantage, because at least then the deer can't alert the Sasquatch to the presence of the camera. So that's a thought, and that's something I may look into in the future to see if it's something I can do. Donald says there's something going on with tech that they don't like. Been how many years since a movie camera that is run by Clock Spring filmed one? Yeah, I mean, that's a mystery. We can speculate all day. Like, what is it? Is how do they know? But people are catching them on camera here and there all the time. It isn't like they're, if it was some mystical ability or some sense of electromagnetic fields or smell, or I mean, they would still smell it. They would still sense it. In those cases where they got caught on camera anyway, you know what I mean? So there's cases where it seems like that whatever, super ability they're supposed to have didn't work. So does it not always work, or is that ability just not there that people are imagining? And there's a thought that I have on it that I don't know if anyone else. I don't know if I haven't heard anyone else say this. So, and I've said it before on the channel. I have no proof that this is the case. I'm just saying it. There's a possibility here. All right, if they're out there, I think everyone has to agree that the government knows they're out there. The government has unlimited technology at its disposal. They know they're out there. That's number one. Number two, the government seems to want to hide the fact that they're out there. Don't know why. We're assuming they're out there though. We're assuming they're out there. One, the government has to know they're out there, and two, the government is hiding that they're out there for some reason, whatever the reason is. I don't know. There's been endless speculation as to that. So that being the case, what if certain government specialists do go out and interact with them and communicate with them, and that they sometimes tell them, look, this is something you need to do. So what if this specialist who's developed a relationship with all tribes of Bigfoot out there, which, if they know they're out there, they probably got them all mapped out. They probably know every last individual that exists, right? There's not a whole lot of them. The technology can allow them to spot them from great range. So what if they told them, said, look, this is a technology we have. This is what it does. And it showed them the pictures and showed them the video and explained to them, so that we don't want you to be seen by these devices. These devices see you, and we don't want you to be seen by these devices. What if the government tells Bigfoot to stay out of sight of cameras? They tell them what they are, show them what they are, show them what they can do, and tell them, so look, we don't want you on these cameras. You want to be hidden. We want to keep you hidden. If you do not stay hidden, we can come out here and just wipe out your tribe. Because I don't put it past them to do that too, to threaten them with extermination if they don't comply. The government has a long history of exterminating people. So, what if that's the case? What if it's not that it's just that they've been fully briefed on the technologies we have, what to look for, and to be extra careful of these things. Jen says a human eye can see 1% of the light spectrum, I think. So if they are more nocturnal than us for a very long time, possibly they see a bit more of it than we can. Yeah, I mean, that's the speculation. It's just that I haven't seen anyone prove that for certain. I haven't seen anyone prove that they can see the trail cams, the infrared from the trail cams. That's because, if that's the case, I mean, even if I'm able to hide the camera and there's no deer around to alert them to it, they didn't see me put it there. And even if everything works right, it's still useless to put the trail cam up, right? And if that's the case, then we got to up our game to something that's not infrared. That's or somehow, I don't know. I don't know what we could do. Brian and Chewy, welcome. R2D2, new name. Welcome, whoever you are. Chessboard, saying hi to Brian and Chewy. Beep boop R2D2. Yep. How far behind in chat have I gotten? I'm back. Fell asleep. That's all right. Not getting too excited tonight. Still falling asleep. R2D2 says, Lockbeard, Mr. Lee 3PO cannot get into your chat. He has been blocked by someone. Has he really? That's crazy. I guess. Let me see if I can find out. What's going on with that? Come on, computer, you can do it. Let's see here. Yeah, Mr. Lee's been hidden for some reason. How the hell did that happen? Holy crap. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. But he was hidden. That should be fixed now. Thank you, R2D2. Who blocked our Mr. Lee 3PO? I have no idea, Cindy. If I did it, it was by accident. I've accidentally blocked someone twice, so it's possible I accidentally did it. I don't know. It's also possible because there's moderators on this channel. It's possible that we got a rogue moderator. Is someone that got the moderator, got the wrench, a spy? I don't know. But Mr. Lee should be able to come in the chat now. You can use R2D2. Sasquatch didn't commit suicide. What? Yeah, it is weird. I don't know how it happened, Mr. Lee. Wow, what about finding out the planet is literally an underground connection, has literally an underground connection? What do you mean by that? Welcome, Mr. Hugh. An underground connection. Like a center Earth? What? Pockets of survival? I don't know. You've been going down some of those crazy rabbit holes, haven't you? Yeah, I checked, Mr. Lee. It should be fixed now. I don't know how it happened, but you were blocked. Brian Chewy says, in a lot of encounters, and I understand how that doesn't mean much since we have no proof, but how people say how big and black the eyes were. Recent encounter, the Roman said the eyes were huge and black. I don't doubt it's possible that they could see better in the night. They have some level of night vision. I just want, I would like to be able to see some proof of that. Which, again, it's going to be hard to get proof. We can't prove the thing's real. We got to eliminate so many factors. Like, how did they see this other than, the reason, like with the trail cam, did they see the deer react to it? Did they just spot it because it sticks out like a sore thumb in the woods? It's not the infrared at all. It's the damn trail cam. They can see it just as well as we can. Well, they could probably spot a trail cam better than we can because we don't spend time in the woods like they do. Not near as they're not 24/7 like they do. Woman, not Roman. Looks like Mr. Lee has got in here old proper like. Welcome, Mr. Lee. These aren't the droids you are looking for. Nope. Brian says, move along. What? Yep, we can see you, Mr. Lee. Ruthless is here. Welcome. He says, I hope I didn't piss you off too much, Lockbeard, yesterday. I just wanted to pop in and tell you that, mate. Oh, no problem, man. No problem. Just maybe there were some misunderstandings and miscommunication. Sorry. I shouldn't have reacted as badly as I did. Not staying. Have a great day, Glenn, says Jen. Too nice outside to be inside in front of a screen. Yeah, it's pretty nice here as well. But the show must go on. Yeah, I saw it, Ruthless. I saw it. I got so many emails, I can't respond to them all and do everything else I got to do. So, but I got it. Thanks. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anyone can point to anything in particular that would possibly be proof that they can see these in frequencies beyond what we can. I really don't know enough about cameras to because I don't know what wavelengths these infrared are using. Again, it can be anywhere from 700 to 1,000 nanometers is the range that they call infrared. Beyond that's microwaves. Which ranges from 1,000 nanometers or 1 millimeter to 1 meter is microwaves, and then radio waves are a meter and more. So, is there a way to take images beyond normal infrared, beyond what animals typically would see? I don't know. Probably a costly thing, I would imagine. Because then you're getting images that are outside your visual range, so then your camera's got to transfer to something you can see. And even then, it's not going to be enough to prove anything to anybody. We need physical evidence. And I would love to be out there exploring remote places a lot more. I rarely get out to anywhere remote these days. You know, in the woods is fine, you know, but they're, you know, deep in the Rockies. I think there's a lot of things to be discovered out there yet, and just unfortunately, I don't have the money or the time to do it. The bones that we may find may be something that is, you know, in a grave, buried. That's what we need, and we need to expose those to the public without the government stopping us when they are found. Cool, buddy, says Ruthless. Lockbeard every day, yes. Man, Mr. Lee, I know, but Mr. Lee wants me to be a full-time YouTuber up in this bitch. Ruthless says, I'm heading out. Take care of y'all. You too, Ruthless. Be good to each other, he says. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, have you seen Tarot Tuber Christie's orb footage? Yeah. Not all of her orb footage, but some of it. I know that they're trying to say. I mean, because I saw there, some people were thinking whatever. All I know is in that first video where you see the two. There's two what they're, you know, calling orbs, but they're moving together. They're swinging around. So I'm thinking, you know, when I see something like that, I'm thinking there's, you know, something like a tiny spider web with a couple of specks of dust on it or something. They're staying in the same place in reaction to each other, like there's a thread there and it's just blowing around. The problem with that, with her footage, was it's setting off the sensor. That is a wild card, so I don't know what to make of that. Now, Ruthless just dropped by to see what's up. Well, Mr. Lee, I can't do it full time. Got to make a living. I'd like to. I mean, you know, but you know, Mr. Lee, I've seen the video, says Sandra. Mr. Lee says the orbs do move independently at times, though, Locker. I'm talking about that first video now. I don't know. I haven't seen further videos. I guess there's been further videos. I need to see them. You think it's real, huh? Well, I don't know, Mr. Lee. Don't know. Now, has she gotten to where she's doing a regular show? She was talking about it, and you know, like right now, it's been, you know, a couple of weeks, I guess, since she's done a video. It looks like I'm looking at several different clips of the same video. Okay, that says video 7. See, looks like a spider web, man. That right there looked like a spider web. We'll start it over. Yeah, what I'm seeing is a spider web. Probably. Not 100%. I'm not saying orbs ain't real and stuff like that. I'm just saying, in this case, I think we might be getting spooked by a spider web. Because you know how that when a spider web's moving and the light that shine on this, the light moves, the shine back from the spider web moves up the spider web as the spider web moves. So imagine that light shine, and this is here. Let me. Yeah, I think you can see that all right. And yeah, see, that looks like a spider web to me. Yeah, she does. It's called Tarot Tuber. Let me see here. Bam. Tarot Tuber, Chrissy. Mr. Lee says no Lockbeard. They are all different. Well, it looked like there were several that were clips from the same video, but Jen says on Raven's outpost last night, he said her laptop died. She should be back soon. Cool. Yeah. And Cindy Finn is back. Man, I don't know. Don't know, Miss Lee. Like, because these are all her videos. Oh, this stupid thing. Orb Saga, video 3, video 2, video 1. And that's where she came in. And they were checking it out and couldn't see it. But, so let me get to the right part. Okay, see right there? And you can see it on this side of her. So whatever it is, it's behind her. It's between her and the camera. It could be right next to the camera, but that just looks like a thread dangling around. It's got maybe a couple specks of dust on it or something. So I don't know. Oh no, Mr. Lee. Well, I mean, something real is causing the image. But what is it? And, now, the only thing that's throwing a monkey wrench into that situation is she said whatever it is keeps setting off the sensor. So I don't know what that looks like. What could there be something inside? Could a bug, could a spider have gotten inside a sensor, or be right close to it, right in front of it, like right there, to the point that the sensor registers it. I don't know, but that's a weird situation. Bigfoot Anon, welcome. When your ex-hubby was terminal, there were orbs in all his photos. Well, I want to see Mr. Pat's orb footage, says Mr. Lee, but he won't show. He's going to show it now, apparently. Were you not at Pat's show last night, Mr. Lee? For whatever reason, he didn't show it yet, but I guess he's going to show it. Well, as soon as he finds it. He said he couldn't find it last night because we were asking him to show a clip. So hopefully he hasn't lost it. But anyway, so if you can find it, I guess the plan is a week from Monday, Monday of 9 days from now, I guess. The plan is he'll go on Pine Island Research, and they'll go over the footage over there with Jeff. And also, I guess he's going to go on Brainbug and look at it there, which I think that might be even sooner, but I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, where were you last night? What are you doing not showing up to Pat's? Typo alert. So yeah, it's just that so many, look, when it comes to Bigfoot seeing infrared, there's just people stating it as if it's a fact. That's not acceptable. They need to show some kind of evidence to prove that, which is going to be very hard if you can't find the creature, can't catch the creature. You could say they might be able to see it. You could say that, and that's certainly legit. They might be able to see it, but a lot of people seem to be acting like, oh, we know they could see it. We do not know that. We don't. We just don't. Mr. Lee, I thought you did not sleep. What is this sleeping thing you're talking about? No sleeping. Is Bigfoot an uneven stay? He probably didn't even stay. Kind of surprised to see him here. Trying to see. Trying to check something here. Hold on. Gummies. What are you talking about, gummies? We have no gummies here, Mr. Lee. Man, computer just can't handle stuff. Too much happening. Mr. Lee says, what kinds of traditions do you think sashimi have? Sashimi, like the sushi? You talking about sushi sashimi? What are you talking about, Mr. Lee? It's a weird question. Traditions that, yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on your thing. Spell check. It's messing a lot of people up. There's enough misunderstandings on the internet through the typed words without that damn spell check crap. Oh no, says Mr. Lee. Well, some functions on my computer seem to be locked up. Well, maybe not. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, Bigfoot Anon just popped in and popped right back out, it looks like. Which I've seen him do over and over and over again in other people's chats. He pops in, says what's up, and pops back out. So all your wanderings, Mr. Lee, you haven't seen anything that might remotely come close to proof that they can see IR. Because I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that that's they might be a little better at seeing in the dark than we are, but this whole idea that they could see the trail cam IR, I'm just not sure that is the case. You know, just watch the animals. The animals react to it, and the animals can see it. How do you know that, though? How do you know they have big eyes? You know what I mean? You don't really know that. Uh, I mean, it's the same room. I don't see any orbs in this one. Just feel like there could be a logical explanation for this. Don't you know? But I don't know if I. Let me see if I can pull something up here. I'm trying to pull up this video. I should be able to show this. Hopefully it's saved. Just a second. Can I show this? I might be able to show this. Just a second. I'm trying to. Trying to see if I can show this video I got. And Mr. Lee says, and Sasquatch vocal capacity is phenomenal too. But again, we don't know that any of that comes from Sasquatch until someone can conclusively prove that those so-called audio come from Sasquatch and not from something else. Then we don't know what Bigfoot sounds like for sure. How does that hidden all the time? Help from the MIB? Possibly. Mr. Hugh says, Lockbeard, I'm sure Mr. Lee had a wrench. He did, but he wanted to get rid of it. he wanted to get rid of his wrench. He quit. He straight up quit. He didn't even give 2 weeks notice. Mr. Lee did not even give 2 weeks notice. I can't figure out how to show this video that I got. How do I do this? I just can't figure it out. It's just not giving me the option to do this. 2 weeks, haha. Yeah, he didn't even give me 2 weeks notice, man. Mr. Lee says, Mr. Hughes, I don't want the wrench from Lockbeard. I like to relax here. Yeah, he wants to relax. Well, Mr. Lee was all pissed off the other day. I don't know how in the hell I'm supposed to get this video to where you guys can see it. I can't figure out how to do it. So I don't know what else to do here. Cindy Finn says, I'm giving my 2 week notice, then on my ranch it doesn't suit me. Mr. Lee says, you did block me though. If I did, I don't know how that happened. Do you know when it happened, Mr. Lee? I had like there's no one on the block list. There was just you on the block list. So I don't know how that happened. I have no idea how that happened. I think you're playing an elaborate practical joke on me. You had somebody else block you so that you could pull off this joke. Am I on to the scam? I don't know how in the hopefully you guys still see me. I've been trying to show this video I got, but I can't. It won't let me. I might have found a way. Maybe this will work. There we go. See, something fell off that shelf. I know this person personally, or at least I used to. I moved away from there, so I haven't seen her in a long time. I think you can tell where she works. and she's using her cell phone to film the security cam footage on the computer at work. This cricket store is haunted. Anyway, so I'll just keep playing it so you can see there's an item falls off or is knocked off. She said this happened at midnight. Yeah, I'm accidentally blocking everybody. R2D2 is going to investigate, says Mr. Lee. Yeah. So how do you explain something jumping off of there at midnight? Stores closed. There ain't nobody there. There ain't nobody there. Now, let me see if I can find the image. I need to I'd rather mod this image here. I'm not going to show you this image right now because she has an image where she took a picture of herself and her kid, and it has their faces in it, so I need to blur out their faces. Anyway, they took a picture, and behind them, like in a mirror or something, is Hat Man, or what looks like a man. It's not, it's not clear like a picture, but it looks like kind of like the Hat Man thing that people see. Cheese Freak is here. Welcome. So I don't know, Mr. Lee. Don't know. Don't know about them orbs, but yeah. I don't know if I can make this any bigger or not. Is that bigger? Yeah. A little bit. Yeah, midnight exactly. Something jumped off the counter. So it seems like there is a ghost in this store. So Donald's sporting a bandana as well now. The bandana phenomena is growing. Yeah. Ghosts aren't anything to typically be more worried about, though. No, if it's some other kind of entity that's, but like hauntings, they're just people who don't realize they died, so they haven't, moved on, and that's why they appear to they keep acting like they're still alive and going about things that they were doing when they were alive. They don't realize they're dead. They haven't figured it. For whatever reason, they didn't quite um, get the message. And if they do pose a problem, if they're, because they obviously they can sometimes affect physical things. Where's Raptor at, by the way? Raptor last night kept on and insisting that Ghost was BS. I kept telling him, you're wrong, man. Ghosts are not BS. We could pretty much prove they exist. They do stuff all the time. Catch thermal temperature changes and stuff caused by them. Ken Wheeler explains the thermal thing too. Because when you talk about cathodes and anodes and how things act in the temperature, how they affect temperature, and basically with the ghost, it's just kind of the same situation. And but anyway, and Ken also gives the solution. If you have a ghost that you absolutely have to get rid of, a spark gap generator will drive them off. I don't know if it'll be permanent, but at least you can drive them off temporarily. Mr. Lee says, Poltergeist, Angry Ghost. Bandana looks good. Chris, welcome. Christina, long time no see. Donald says CGI at its best with the bandana. Yeah. Jen says store where I work was there late one night. Everyone was gone. Doors locked. Sounded like someone was walking around, and a box fell off the shelf. Cindy says, I asked a paranormal author on CARC if she tells those ones that don't know they are dead that they are, and she said yes. Cheese Freak said, dude, we have lived here for 22 years and the same ghost has been here the whole time. Yep. Oh, it ain't hurting anything, is it? I mean, it's not good for them because they really need to get on with it, If it's a truly disembodied person who doesn't realize they're dead, they really need to know that so they can being stuck like that in a haunting situation is not ideal for them. It's a bad situation. Haven't seen Prairie Fire tonight. But the only reason I'm on this channel right now is because the regular Lockbeard channel has been shut down again, and I got a second strike. So I'm using, this is my backup channel, and so I'm doing my shows here until the suspension is over. So it's a 2-week suspension. Um, so next Saturday, LOCKBEARD Phenomena, I'll be on this channel, but then the Saturday after that, I'll be back on my regular channel. Cindy says, Cheese Freak, have you told them they are dead? Mr. Lee says, not again. Why? I thought you knew this, Mr. Lee. I thought you knew it was didn't you ask that question? Why am I on this channel again? Because the other night, I don't know exactly what I said in the video that you two didn't like, but it was a medical misinformation strike. YouTube is, I don't know how they think this situation's okay. The censorship, this straight up, nasty Germany stuff that they're doing. That's what this is. There's just no excuse for what they're doing. And they should be held accountable for it. It's a violation of our rights. And if I were to have my way, there would be charges against these people for what they've done. But as it is, they're going to get away with whatever they want because they are helping to push the right information that the evil, corrupt government wants pushed, and they're helping with that. So the government's going to support them in that and let them do whatever they want. We the people have to somehow we need enough people to stand up and demand that the leadership at YouTube and the other companies involved, as well as all the major media who have participated in the propaganda, everyone goes to jail. Everyone, for what they've done. They've manipulated our and I probably need to be careful of how I word this, our leadership selection process. They clearly manipulated that. It was straight up fraud. And anyone with eyes and half a brain could see what happened there. It was fraud. So all the major media, all the social media, they all helped perpetrate that crime. And a number of other crimes, including this whole thing we've been going through for the last 2 years that I've told you guys is straight up fraud, and why it's fraud. And if anyone would just take the time to look closer, you will see it is a fraud. And as such, after what they did to the world with this fraud, it is straight up psychological terror. That makes these people terrorists of the people, against the people. That's a crime that somebody should be held accountable for. A bunch of people should be held accountable for. People in the government, people in the media. I don't know how we achieve that, but we need to. We need to do something about that. In jail, YouTube sucks eggs, yeah. But YouTube, don't worry. That video is I mean, of course, I got my backup of it, and then it's over on should be on all three of the other platforms: BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey. Cheese Freak said he hung himself in our garage. He hangs up between our kitchen and the living room. He just stands there. He scared me the first couple of times. You have not told them they are dead. Cindy Fan says, Mr. Lee, probably because I mentioned political crap. Well, I don't know if it had anything to do with you. It probably had to do what I said. Alito. Free speech, not here, bro. Well, it should be. Constitution applies. So YouTube operate. You know, it wants to. If it wants to operate in the United States, it must adhere to the Constitution. When dealing with a U.S. citizen, it must adhere to the Constitution. These companies thinking they could do whatever they want online. No. It's allowing them to get away with all kinds of crap. These people need to be held accountable for their actions. They have done great evil to the world, and something needs to be done about it. So they can move on and tell them they're dead. Neo-Nazis. Cindy Finn, She's Freak says to Cindy, my husband would prefer him move on, so that's an option. I mean, you might try communicating with him. And tell him, hey, you need to get the fuck out of here. Or playing around with a spark gap generator, could be dangerous. So I don't know if that's an option for you. If you need to know more about that, go over to Theoria Apophysis channel. He doesn't give any specific directions in that regard, but you could probably email him, Ken Wheeler, and ask him for some guidance on that. He might give it to you. He gets a lot of damn email though. Need to boycott YouTube. Yeah, unfortunately, they're the biggest platform, and we're kind of stuck with it for now. I mean, I've been backing up my channel to three other platforms, but I would certainly rather see YouTube just be lined out. A lot of people fired, and YouTube put back on the right track. Donald Fuller says, I was working on the Highgate Manor, and Y turned around with a child-sized apparition standing behind me. And I guess you mean, and I turned around with a child-sized apparition standing behind me. So he says, Cheese, do you have a church you attend that can assist you? We say boycott YouTube, and yet here we are all hanging out here. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's still as far as usability goes, because there's issues with all the other ones. Like they I don't know. There's problems with them. They still function, to an extent. They're just not as good as YouTube. They haven't had the time to figure out a lot of things that YouTube has. So eventually they'll get better, I'm sure. So it's just a waiting. And like Rumble's probably going to start to be a significant threat to YouTube. I mean, they've gotten to the point where they're offering $100 million to Joe Rogan to try and lure him over to Rumble. Rumble's about to make a rumble. Christina says treason at the highest level, military tribunals. In public need to happen. Yeah. Cindy Finn says we should hashtag boycott and a date. Quite a conundrum. I do, however, I think he would respect us if we told him or asked him to leave. I sometimes feel like we're in his space. He built the house. Yeah. But I mean, as some people suggested, it may not be so much the case that the spirit is still there, but that it's like an after image that's still there. So trying to talk to something that's just an imprint, an energy imprint, probably wouldn't do you any good. So, but that if it's what it is, disrupting that image may be possible. So the spark gap generator may still work. Icon says Halito Achaeos and chat. And Mr. Lee, are you going to say hello to me or what? Didn't she? I don't know. Donald says it was a doctor's house originally. All his kids died under suspicious reasons. Then it was part of the Underground Railroad and a speakeasy. Your P's aren't working, man. That gangsters hung out at. Cindy Finn says, "Oh, Cheese, have that conversation with him." Chris says, "Channels on YouTube block people when they don't follow in lockstep with their narrative." Yeah. Holding up. Donald Fuller says, "My P isn't working for crap." Mr. Lee says, "Sexy Ken." Jen says, "Icon hurting but hanging in. Glad it good." Huh. Had to sneeze there. Mr. Lee, there's videos on YouTube about it. Bro Cephas. You're not it. Chris says free speech is freedom, yet channels on YouTube censor people. They help push the CCP narrative on us. Yeah. It's a fine line, Like when you have a channel, like at what point is it okay to, stop, block someone in chat? You got to be careful. And think about it. Is this person just expressing themselves? And if you want to have a free speech chat, then let them. Or are they truly just trying to disrupt the ability of people to chat? So far, I haven't blocked anyone for that. I've blocked some the Russian bots in the past. Need more CBD. Keto for life icon, says Mr. Lee. Yeah, Rumble's pretty good. Yeah, I got everything on Rumble. $50 milligrams, 3 times a day. Let's get ready to rumble, says Chris. Yeah, hopefully, if Rumble can get their stuff to work, like YouTube, like I can't live stream to Rumble. I think there's a way to do it now, but I would have to pay. So there's more money going out, and I just can't justify it right now. So I haven't even really looked into it. I know people are live streaming on Rumble, but I don't have the option. And even if I get the option, will I be able to do it on StreamYard? So if I can't, that means I'm going to have to go to some other way, I guess, or something. I don't know. But it's just right now I don't. I got StreamYard and I can live stream to YouTube, and that's all I really know at this point. But I hope Rumble gets it set up. I've tried talking to them, all them platforms in the past, and I've pretty much forgotten what all the conversation I had. But I know that I didn't come up with any good options at the time. I was having trouble getting the channels to sync. Like I needed to have them, move a copy of all my videos over to those platforms, and I was having problems with that. And I've got it mostly fixed, but I still got some problems. The things aren't working quite right in some circumstances with those other platforms, and it's going to take a while to get everything 100% correct. But for the most part, my videos are all over on those channels, though, or on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. Need to watch a girlish figure. Cindy Finn says extremists are so much worse and they make money for YouTube but screw small channels for less. What's happening? Aiko says Jin Wow may have to start chasing those with a beer. Do it. Christina says I'd put my beer down before I chased anyone. Lockstep. Cheese Freak says, Lockbeard, it's good to see the beard making a comeback, bro. P.S. Where's Brandy? Just curious. She was here earlier. I don't know. She's been a little scarce, though, a lot of the time of late. Icon says, Mr. Lee, but I like my bread. Not a ton of it, just every now and then. Yeah, that bread's poison, though. It's doing you harm. Magic mushrooms and some blacklight posters. CFB has a live for Leon at 8:30. Does he? Let me see here. Try to. Oh, I can't see. There we go. Yeah, I see it now. I see it now. Is he going to try and generate some funds? So yeah, well, I definitely should have already been winding her down at this point anyway, but we'll definitely be winding down before 8:30. 25 minutes from now. Christina says blocking people in massive amounts just shows the narrow-mindedness of channel creators. They have no answers for questions. Yeah. It's happening all over. Of course, we know it's been a big thing here in the Bigfoot cryptid paranormal arena. Just people blocking, and it, so it's just it's just a mess. And there's still people that go to those channels and think, well, these channels are legit, even though they're silencing people. They're silencing people because they don't want hard questions asked of their guest. Bigfoot Odyssey, hidden existence, Long Island Bigfoot, Texas front porch. Are just a few. Channels that are pushing some bullshit, and they don't want that exposed. And if you let your chatters talk, things will start getting exposed. Freckles look weird. Mr. Lee says all the moderation does not work. Icon. All in moderation does not work. Yeah, especially if you're having a specific issue with something, or you're eating something specifically that's just poisonous, period, like bread. Bread's just poisonous, period. Yeah, you go drop dead immediately, but eventually something is going to get you. It's definitely weakening because you're constantly poisoning yourself when you eat those kind of things all the time. Well, I wasn't 100% keto today, Mr. Lee, though. I got the over 7 pounds of corned beef and crock pot back here. But anyway, like I didn't drain it. I just dumped it in. So I had lots of fluid. I was like, well, shit, I don't want to waste all the nutrients in that. And it's, of course, it's got a lot of salt in it and stuff like that. And a lot of cooked off fat. I don't want to waste that. So I went and got some dried potato flakes and just poured those in there to soak up the fluid and basically made corned beef flavored mashed potatoes out of it and put some cheese on it. And man, that was good. If you're just mixing water or something, like, man, that is some flavorful mashed taters right there. I tell you what. Don't follow the right. Like if you ever use those potato flakes, those dehydrated potato flakes, don't just mix water in there, milk. Milk's better than water, but if you cook some some bacon that morning, or you I don't know, made a pot roast and you got some juices and drippings off of that. Like anything that drips off your meat, no matter fat, whatever it is, man, save that stuff and use it somehow, because it's just good nutrition for you. You've been taught that was evil and it was bad for you, but that's completely wrong. Had a reminder, Donald. Do they turn black into black light? 25 minutes. Is ice cream considered keto friendly? No. Although they have like a keto ice cream options out there, but it's expensive as hell. You just pop on the pale skin. Mr. Lee says Icon, no. Cindy says, Icon, did you see they want to legalize mushrooms? Yeah, they need to get on with that. It's stupid to have mushrooms illegal. Jen says, Icon, there's keto ice cream now. What it tastes like, I don't know. Yeah, I've had it. I've had it a few times. It's not bad. It's not bad. At least the ones I had. Christina says most channels are storytellers and or comic relief entertainment. Yeah. What's up with Bigfoot Okanagan? He has had a medical situation. Icon says, anything? Yes, I did. It would be neat to see it done. I may eat a few or to celebrate. Oh, and Cheese Freak, go over to Curious Cryptids channel. Oh, looks like Cindy's already telling you that. Yeah, Curious Cryptids keeping everybody up to date on Leon's condition. No bread and ice cream. I don't know if I'd survive. Have to research that. Yeah, they don't taste bad. The keto ice cream. What has happened? Have they all become money hungry? Yeah, a lot have. Christine says, smoke and mirrors. Self-given titles have no backbone, no foundation. Don't look there. Look over here. Jen says, Mr. Lee, next time you go to Aldi, look for the keto ice cream. Do I need to tie you to a tractor? Quite serious. Cover me in ice cream. What the hell? Yeah. I guess Curious Cryptids in direct communication with someone at his bedside. So, Jensen's potato flakes not very carnivore. They're like, yeah, but I needed something to I need some way to soak up all the there was a ton of juices. So I was like, well, I'll do some potatoes. I'll do some potato flakes. No wheat. No wheat products or anything like that. Just potato. But it allowed me to soak up all that fat. There's a whole lot of fat, in the juice, a whole freaking layer of fat on the juices off those corned beef points. I always get the points, good fatty points. So I'm not a full carnivore today. But those potatoes was the only thing that wasn't carnivore that I ate today. Donald says, Leon is not in good shape. He was in the ICU for a while and is not doing good. He has a long road to recovery. Christina says we are seeing people for what they are, and it's sad. Mr. Lee says, I do love shortbread and peanut M&Ms. Cheese Freak says, Donald Fuller, what the heck happened? I know JB asked for prayers, but had no idea it was that serious. I miss his laugh. Mr. Lee's trying to get a response there. I'm going to head over. All right. Probably see you over there, at least for a little bit. Nikki's here. She says, go to Curious Cryptid channel for updates on Leon's condition. At least he's starting to kick people out of his room now. Yep. Icon says, Mr. Lee, haven't had shortbread in a while. Love it. M&Ms aren't what they used to be. Could be different over by you. Think M&M Mars makes the chocolate in the UK, which may taste different. But yeah, so looks like Central Florida Bigfoot is going to have live in 14 minutes, 13 minutes, support for Bigfoot Okanagan. Now I'll read the description down here. It says, every little bit helps. Tonight is a special night to show our support for Leon, Bigfoot Okanagan. I can't give a lot of money right now, but can offer my time. I'll post a link if you'd like to come on. Tonight, we are at $4,780. He's going to need more help. I encourage our Bigfoot community to help if you can. Thank you. So, yeah. So I'll probably see a few of you over there in a few minutes. Cheese Freak says, hey, Nikki, heard we were the same age, sister. All right. Icon says, is Bigfoot Okanagan on the Canada side or state side? He's Canada side. Nikki says, the best age it is. I don't even remember. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to birthdays and stuff like that. So, I mean, I was there and I know y'all were talking about it. And I remember that, like, everyone was surprised. They thought you were a lot younger than you look younger than you are, I guess. And, but I don't remember how old you are. I do remember last night, it was it Pat's birthday or Pat's birthday coming up, and he's at the half century mark. I remember that, but Canada. Cheese Freak said, is that Central Florida channel or that's Central Florida Bigfoot's channel? He's going to go live in 10 minutes and have a special show for Bigfoot Okanagan Leon. Nikki says she's 52. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap her up here. And I'll probably see some of you over there. Thanks for coming. Try to stay grounded and stay free.